What other Guiding Light actors are going to appear in this?
Oh, we have Kim Brockington, who played Felicia Boudreaux. She's going to be in it. Zach Conroy, who plays James Spaulding, and Ivana Wright, who plays Mel. She's going to be in it. And, you know, we plan to have even more come on. Some have shown interest and said, I want to do it. I'm like, that's fine with me. So, yeah, and it's because we love working with each other. We sincerely do. I can't wait the next time I get to work with, you know, Danny Cosgrove and Gina and Kim. I can't wait just because it's so much fun working with them.
Now, I don't know if you're aware that when Kim Zimmer was asked at the Paley Museum, tribute to Guiding Light, who on the show she had not worked with, who she had wanted Reva to be with, she listed Remy. She had said, she's like, I've married everybody except for Remy.
I think we could work Kim in this.
Yeah, absolutely.
There might be a way.
Yeah, no, I would love to work with Kim Zimmer. Just love, she's amazing. An amazing person.
I told you I really enjoyed the relationship between Remy and Cyrus that had come out of that.
Yes.
The capers and the playfulness. Any chance Murray might be? I'm
game. Like, honestly, I'm not worried about looking for actors. In my mind, I have my cabinet of actors. I don't necessarily need to reach out because they're all there, and definitely want to work with Murray again. That was fun, and that was a crazy storyline for two opposite characters to be involved in. So I would love to work with Murray.
And it's also great for us to be able to branch out and bring in our other friends who are, you know, also accomplished actors in their own right and working in other, you know, some in film, some in other television shows, and having them pop up as well. So, you know, it's a great opportunity for us all to kind of work together.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
How many episodes right now are planned?
5.
5 episodes.
We have 5. They're gonna be launched weekly, and hopefully, you know, we're already thinking of the next 5. So that will definitely, and in between each episode, there will probably be little videos that pop up, maybe interviews or outtakes, and you know, so you're not waiting the entire week for something new. So that's the idea right now, and we've gotten a lot of wonderful feedback from our promo alone, so we're pretty confident that there's going to be a lot more. Yeah.
How long is each episode?
They range no longer than 10 minutes. One I would say is probably around 4 minutes, 1 7 minutes. So nothing shorter than 3, nothing over 10.
Okay. And as you mentioned, is there hope or plans to have another season after this?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Has to be a continuing story that gets told?
Yeah, just because I'm learning so much being married, and I think I need to share what I learned.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Are the episodes going to be self-contained, or are they going to be like cliffhangers or continuing stories from week to week? Or is it going to be, you know what I mean, like single episodes from week to week?
At this point, they're self-contained, but there are things that carry through. Like you'll see something that one character does that'll carry through in another episode, or, you know, so it's not so much the kind of in the way that Seinfeld was something that wrapped up, but then you have these little things that kind of pop up again. That's sort of the format at this point. And, you know, as they get longer, which is our hope, you know, as the momentum builds with the series, then we might see some more kind of week-to-week carryover.
And with the other things that'll be launched in between the episodes, such as blogs and vlogs and even confessionals we're talking about, those things will be a thread between the episodes. So things in between that are more interactive will carry the audience from one episode to the next.
Okay, so there's the webisodes, but then there's also the interactive pieces in between the webisodes that will keep people engaged, which is great. I mean, I certainly think that's wonderful. One of the things the daytime soaps have not taken advantage of is not available to do that live. And I'm really glad you're doing it. How will you be able to measure the success of this project?
I mean, I think a lot of it comes from YouTube culture, thank goodness for YouTube. And it's just that it's a really easy way to track
absolutely
your following, how much people are watching it, what the comments are, and what the, and also Facebook, Twitter, what's the feedback that we're getting. And what's wonderful about the web is that it's fairly anonymous, so people can be brutally honest. And luckily, so far, people have been brutally honest, and it's been very positive.
Yeah.
So, and we feel confident that it will continue to be that way, because, I have to say, when I saw the promo, I had to,
she didn't
step
see
back
it prior.
a little bit.
It was the first time seeing it,
and I really
else
honestly enjoyed it, and felt excited about sharing it with my friends and family. And I don't do that easily. If I don't feel that way, I'm not going to share. And I feel very confident. And so that's kind of the way that we are measuring things.
Is there hopes at some point with the momentum of this to get some corporate sponsorship or to get some sponsors to fund more episodes? Is that
absolutely. And when the time is right, like I like the fact that we're doing this independent now, because we're setting the groundwork and foundation for what this show is. So by the time anyone shows interest or wants to throw money at us, or we negotiate a deal or whatever, we have a finished package that guarantees a following, guarantees a good feedback. So we're not necessarily saying please help us. We're saying we're already locked and loaded, so let's go to work or not, because we already got something that's a sure thing.
I love that, and I think that's one of the areas that web series are all struggling with, is how to make this viable financial project, so that this creativity can continue, and actually then people can get paid with their work to continue it. Karla, you've been very outspoken in your YouTube videos about equal rights for marriage. How did you come to be so vocal about this cause?
Well, it's interesting. About 2 years ago, there was... I'm very much an activist and socially active, and I always have been, and it's just the way that I was raised, and my husband is as well. And 2 years ago, there was a hate crime in Astoria, where there's a large gay population in Astoria, and actually a transgender shelter that's just a couple blocks away from where I live, and there was a hate crime that occurred there, and the priest who runs the shelter and 3 transgender youth were severely beaten. And so my husband and me and several other concerned Astorians formed an organization called Astorians Against Hate Crimes, and we held a rally. And so that was sort of my first real work in that community. And then as the marriage issue evolved, over the past year, and has become a real hot topic, I happened to get engaged. And my now husband, I was married a month ago, and my now husband is white, and so we have an interracial relationship. And it was a big decision for me to get married. I was the one who was dragging my feet, and it was really interesting to realize that I couldn't, 100 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to make that decision, and I wouldn't have been legally allowed to marry him. And it's been such a wonderful process. I mean, so much that I'm doing a television series or a web series about being married and the joys and difficulties of being married, that I couldn't imagine not being able to have that choice. And I think it's something that a right that every American deserves. And I just feel very strongly about that. And so we have been quite vocal about that.
Will this be an issue that's ever discussed or integrated into WED-LOCKED?
We haven't discussed it. I don't know. At this point, we're really focusing on Robbie and Denise. But it's an interesting issue, and certainly, we'll see as things go along. It's, I hadn't thought about it.